Hello everyone, I hope you all are having a wonderful time. Today I would like to share my experience of using this Pavane Horizon series tubes I've been trying in my Musicshare X9 300B tube amplifier. Fun part of this hobby is fine-tuning it to the way I like it. So I started off with Pavane Horizon series 274B rectifier tubes. Stock tubes are Musicshare branded, Bakelite base with a standard coating. Horizon series tubes uses ceramic base with aluminum surrounding, so which is really nice. When I change it, one thing I can notice with Horizon Series 274B AT tube over stock tube is bass quality. Nice and deep attack with well refined and defined notes that it can deliver. I wasn't expecting much. This 274B tubes, I let it run in for a few days, and when I sit back down and listen to it, that's the one major difference that I noticed it right away. Incredible. I mean, if you are looking for really good bass quality for your 274B tubes that you may have in your amplifier, doesn't matter what make, so this Horizon series is very good option for you to try it. After changing 274B80 tubes, I use it for a few days, and next step is I change input tubes. So those are Tanso 6SL7 tubes from the factory, which is very good sounding tubes for this X9 package. I switch it over to this Pavane Horizon Series 6SL7 match tubes. I mean, I can notice tiny bit, but nothing major. Where I notice is a little bit quieter and slightly less dynamic, some may say, but to me, slightly refined sound with less attack compared to Tanso 6 SS7 tubes in this X9. So that was a good experience too, but not like a big difference like when I change out that rectifier tubes. But it can also give you slight improvements. So I let it, set it for a few days before I change anything. And my next step, my third step is changing to 6SN7 electro-harmonics tubes came from Musicshare. So I changed those with this Pavane Horizon series tubes. I let it run for a few days and just sit back and listen again. So when I'm listening, after those three steps, good improvements, but not as big as that 274B tubes that I changed it out, the rectifier tubes, especially those full tubes in pre-stage, even though it can give you nice enhancement, right? That's the one thing that noticeable, but not major different in terms of sound quality, because original tubes are pretty good to begin with. But build quality, I will have to totally give it to this Horizon series. Those are really good build quality. I let it sit and just enjoy my music for a few days. My last step and number 4 step is changing out 300B tubes from Horizon series. So after I changed to 300B tubes, I let it run for like few hours, and before I came back to adjust the bias. So bias adjustment is very easy on this X9. All I need is a small flathead screwdriver. So when I turn on the knob, the bias is like, I think, over 70 milliamp. X9 is set to 60 milliamp. That's where it needs. After I adjust it, I let it sit for like 5-10 minutes, and then I came back, and when I readjust it, bias is slightly off, right? It came up to like a 62 milliamp kind of a position. So I readjusted both sides. Nothing major different. So I let it sit and came back after a few hours, and then I just play around with the knob on the top of the chassis. Every time I turn it back on, it just go right to 60 milliamp. The needle doesn't even move. So precise. Every time I came back and I tried to play around. After burning in and breaking in, and when I listen to it, what I find is when I use all Horizon series in this X9 amp, they sound nice and very engaging to listen, and rich and balanced sound with nice refinements and quietness. Oh, by the way, just to clarify, I just want to try all Horizon series. So I tried that, and sound improvements and performance increases are noticeable, particularly the noise control and bass performance and wider soundstage. Soundstage is much wider than stock tubes. Those are most noticeable things. I was using that Agustat Audio X30 in this experiment and this listening test. So these tubes are probably highest quality tubes that money can buy right now. One thing I can tell you is the quality of the tubes are incredible. It never disappointed me in terms of build quality as well as sound quality. In this video, you will hear back-to-back sound sample pairing with this JBL L100 Classic 75th and Musicshare X9 with Horizon tubes and stock tubes, and using Agustat Audio X30 DAC. So that is my experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Ready? Did you say I've got a lot to learn? Well, don't think I'm trying not to learn, since this is the perfect spot to learn. So teach me tonight, starting with the ABC of it, right down to the XYZ of it. Help me solve the mystery of it. So teach me tonight. The sky is a blackboard high above you. If a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Shove it in. Graduation's almost here, my love. So teach me tonight. Just think what I was gonna teach us. The sky's a blackboard high above you. If a shooting star goes by, I'll use If a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? The graduation's almost here, my love. So teach me tonight. Mr. Bravo's gonna teach us. If a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Graduation's almost here, my love. So teach me tonight. So baby, teach me one by one, step by step, ABC, and teach me tonight. One last